Hi. Not sure if I'm going to post this, but if I do, my name's Christine. And what I wanted to do was make a journal about this book. It's called The Hope Dealer by Caitlin Cady. And it's 101 Soulful Daily Musings. I love this book. I have been on a almost 3-year healing journey now, and I've been strengthening my connection with spirit and working on overcoming all the false limited beliefs I have and processing the traumas so that, you know, I don't feel like I want to poke my eye out with a pencil every day. So, I, uh, I had a hard life growing up, and for a long time I thought that I had overcome it and that I was successful and, you know, I was strong. And then I had somewhat of a breakdown in my late 30s, and it was more than just a midlife crisis. I'm pretty sure I had that at like 20. I I really just it just got too much. And I felt like I had just always been going, 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 pushing, fighting, and it never ended. It's like I just felt like I was in a continuous fight and battle, and nothing was ever easy. And then I had all these suppressed traumas and emotions that I just never dealt with, that, I used distractions. And actually, pushing myself was one of the distractions. I guess I felt like, a part of me said that I did what I needed to survive, and that I was always pushing and fighting and working, so that I could have and rise above it. But really, it was just a way for me to run from it all, because if I didn't sit long enough, if I didn't sit still, then I didn't have to face it. So of course that ended up leaving me in a mess, and I hit a point where I had to choose. One day I ended up in a situation where I had to choose whether I could keep going, um, and fight and really look myself in the mirror and stop and fight for real, or I could lay down and give up and take the much deserved sleep that I'd never taken. And I chose to keep going because that's just who I am. I think the most core part of me is my resilience. I just don't know how to give up, for better or worse. But now, 3 years later, I'm actually really happy that I did. So, I got this book though, The Hope Dealer. And I got it because, so the last 3 years I've been working on myself. It's been a bit of a roller coaster ride. I've reconnected with spirit. I've become, I have a really close connection now with spirit, and I've learned so much. I genuinely feel like God has been my teacher. That in lack of where everyone else in my life has not been there for me and not been supportive, and I missed out on the parents that I deserved, and the family that I deserved, and the friends and the relationships. And I had, that day I chose, I had really reached rock bottom where I was absolutely alone. And like, I'd always felt alone, but this was different. This was like the worst mental state and like physical situation that I had ever been in. The worst. And that's saying something. I've been through a lot. And I was all alone. I had no support. I like just had no one. And I had to pull myself out of that hole. And I don't know, I guess I don't know if I would be where I'm at if I didn't do it alone. I think it was necessary. And as angry as I was at the time that I had no one, it kind of forced me into turning to God, because that was the only one left. And I was so angry with him. at first for everything I had been through. But now I feel like I couldn't love him more. And I'm just so grateful that he's been a parent to me where I didn't have the ones I needed. So I don't know. I'm not going to get emotional about it. But yeah, I found this book though recently. I had just got sick with COVID, and like my first day back on my feet, I had to run to the store, and I go through this up and down. Like I feel like I'll hit a place where I'm learning a lesson, and I'm, you know, around comics and or a bad situation, and you know the situation's rough, and so I'll be emotional, and then it'll trigger like past traumas and limited beliefs, and then I'll work through it, and then I'll reach these really high highs where, because I've released that energy, and then, you know, I'm feeling great because I no longer have that. And so it doesn't matter what's going on in my life, like I'm just in a good mental place until the next situation comes up, and then I deal with the next limited belief. And so it's like been up and down like that, right? But I guess the last like 6 months has been kind of steady where I've just been good. Even though my life around me is falling apart, like my mental health is good, and like I feel good. I'm not stressed out. Like my mental health is really good. And then I got sick with COVID, and then it was like the last 2 weeks were just crazy and really took me out of myself. And I was just, there was like a family situation. We had someone pass, my grandfather passed, and like I don't have anything from my childhood. And then it's like my relatives threw away like the stuff they found that had like baby pictures and stuff, and it was like a family nightmare. So usually I'm pretty good about being able to like not be affected emotionally by, you know, other people's actions. But I had just, obviously it triggered like some past events for me, and so I don't know if it was just being sick or whatever, but I just was like, I can't deal with it. And I was just enraged. Like, so I found this book though, and it definitely helped take me back to center and ground myself. So what I was thinking is, I really want to do a journal entry. I'm not sure if I'm going to post it, so this may never see the light of day, but I want to do, I decided that every day, because I'll just show you, each chapter is only like a page long, right? And then the next one is like, so each page is like a little daily musing is what she called it. And so I thought every day I will flip a page that spirit feels is good for me for that day or beneficial for me, and then I will read it and focus on just that one like message, right? And so I'll read you one. I'm going to read it every day actually, and I'll read each one on camera to like journal about it, and then I'll do it at the end of the day. This one I'm going to do now, like it is kind of at the end of the day, but I'm just reading it now. But I'm going to read it in the morning, and then I will post about like the steps I took and whether it was helpful or not. And then maybe it'll help someone else. So today's is, your self-doubt serves no one. Sharing your gifts can serve many, which is on point with me starting an online journal entry for this book, because I just say this, I've learned a lot in the last 3 years between my connection with spirit, manifesting, and just my mental health overall. And so I've been wanting to share that knowledge, and I have a thing with being seen, and I get really shy and nervous, and so I've been trying to overcome that, and I've been wanting to post things online and haven't. So I feel like this is a good project to start with if I ever get the courage to do it. All right, so your self-doubt serves no one. Sharing your gifts can serve many. It's not your job to judge what you have to share. It's not your job to struggle. Sorry, let me. Blah, blah, blah. I feel like I have a lisp or something. See, my anxiety kicks in anytime, I don't know, like I have to present in front of anyone. And there's not even anybody here. I'm literally talking to a camera in my room, and I still get like that. It's not your job to judge what you have to share. It's not your job to struggle against your gifts or try to sort and label them accurately. It's not your job to silently whisper the word imposter enough times that you start to believe it. It's not your job to withhold or second guess or doubt whether what you have is good enough. None of that is your job. None of it is even any of your business. Your job is to share what you have to share, to be a good steward of your gifts. So stop judging your gifts and start sharing them. If you believe that your gifts are actually gifts, streams from the infinite treasures loaned to you for this lifetime by the divine, then who are you to not share what you have? Stop asking, who am I to ... Who am I to call myself an artist? Who am I to call myself a teacher? Who am I to publish this poem? Who am I to put a price like this on my work? Who am I to use my voice? Who am I to be seen? Who am I to love myself? Who am I to dream a dream that big? Who am I to feel worthy and good enough? Instead, ask yourself, who am I not to? Sharing your gifts with the world is being in service to the divine. You are a vessel, a channel, a note in the symphony of the universe expressing itself. When you stifle that natural flow, yes, it is natural, with the question, who am I to, you stomp on the seeds of providence. Stop stomping. Stop sitting on your inheritance of inborn divinity. Stop stagnating the flow of miraculousness within you. Stop doubting your worthiness. Your self-doubt serves no one. Sharing your gifts can serve many. So get out of there. Be bold. Be brave. Be audacious. Be of service. Be generous. Share your little dash of infinity. Offer up your gifts because they are divine. Stop asking, who am I to? And start asking, who am I not to? We are waiting for your magic. So that was today's entry. And I think it's fitting that this is the first entry and that I'm starting this project, because this is something I've put off for a long time. And I've started a lot of them, different ideas on how to share the knowledge, and then threw them in a bin. I literally have a whole bin of filled notebooks with all these ideas and all these things I want to do, and then I'll start it, and then I'll get anxious, and then I don't do it, and I don't post it. Obviously, fear of judgment, fear of being seen, there's all these things I'm still working on, right? Like, 3 years of healing, and I feel great. And when I'm out in public and I'm out just being myself, like, I've worked a lot on that. Like, I can socialize better now. I don't get scared to, like, speak up, you know, in the physical world. But when it comes to posting online or being seen by, like, a lot of people, I still have that anxiety within me. And I really want to try to, you know, face that. So if you've been called to this posting, there's probably something here for you. I do believe that, you know, we call in, I mean, first, I believe that we're all the creators, okay? We are God just as much as God is us. It's inside of each and every one of us, and that is what connects us all. And we control our reality through what we perceive ourselves to be, what we perceive others to perceive us, and what we believe our reality is and what is possible. And so it's a combination of all those things. Not so much what you think. Your thoughts do play a part, because what you think turns into what you believe, but it's not that simple. I can't just think I'm rich and then boom, I'm going to be rich. I have to believe it, and that takes convincing your subconscious that you know that. And in order to know something, you have to understand it, like intellectually know it, and then experience it. So it's like saying, okay, I want to have magic. I want to be magical, and I want to have powers, right? Well, that's fine. I can think that I have powers. I can think I'm God, but my subconscious isn't having it until I can reconcile how that's possible in my mind, and then also experiencing myself in the physical having powers. So how do you convince yourself of something, of being true, if you have to experience it first before you can experience it? That's the trick. So that's why manifesting is so tricky. It takes trust. You have to build your subconscious into belief, if that makes sense. So one of the things I want to do is help others reach your internal place of peace that I have. And so I want to just share as much knowledge as possible. And this book is a great way, I think, to do that. So, in step with the book, my first step will be, in order to put this into practice today, I have started recording, speaking to you guys, you lovely people. And so I think if you're seeing this, then maybe this is a sign for you to act on that goal, that passion that it's been gnawing in the back of your mind. If you're anything like me, it's been screaming and shouting at you because you haven't listened. And try to let go of the fear and, just know that whatever you present is good enough, right? I think a lot of times we're taught that, we want to put the end result out. But when you really love something, and I was just telling my son this the other day, like when you really love something, then don't you want to just enjoy the journey of it? It's like, if you like learning how to play the piano, right? And you enjoy listening and playing and, fine tuning here and fine tuning there. And it's like, you don't have to worry. Like, why would you take away from that and take away from that the fun, enjoying that moment of learning it, right? That you get to take that time and have that time doing what you're loving doing. And instead, we're taught that, well, we should just skip to the end. It's like, oh, I just want to know, already be perfect at it. And so we it's like we miss most of the enjoyment of actually taking part of the thing because we're so worried about being judged and that it's not good enough that we just want to skip to the end and get the praise. But that's not why we do things. Like, that's not, we're not being called, we don't feel passionate about something because we think we're going to get praise. I think that's what we're trained and conditioned to believe, but we feel called to it because it sings to you, right? It's like it's a calling. It's something that pulls and nudges you, that if you were to be honest with yourself and let go of the fear of judgment or trying to be accepted or feeling not good enough, then you can see that, you know what? I actually love this. I actually love, talking on camera or saying what I believe in, and talking about the stuff that I've learned. And that if I feel like this, then obviously there's someone out there who wants to listen, right? Because I wouldn't feel like this. And I think what gets in the way is just us being scared that we're going to be judged for it. And so then we shut down and we become perfectionists, and then we worry about whether our video is good enough or, how it looks. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a perfectionist. Like, this is one of the things I'm working on. And the fact that this fell down in the video drove me insane for the last few minutes. Like, I have just wanted to fix it, stop the video and redo it, because that's just ingrained in me. I'm not going to do